Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here with another Wirecast tutorial. Today we are going to take a look at how to produce a daily show style video using Wirecast. And first of all, Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in the Geek. You can find me at all my regular places on Facebook, Twitter. Just look up Geekazine and you got me. So today, of course, we talk Wirecast. And of course, if you haven't gotten Wirecast, feel free. Geekazine.com/Wirecast helps keep the lights on here. And we're going to talk about this while that's up here. You watch shows. Maybe you've watched a Daily Show. Maybe you watched last week with John Olliver. Maybe you've seen Stephen Colbert do this on his the Late Late Show, or Seth Meyers, or another show. New shows are doing this now. It's basically an overlay on a scene that gives, kind of a graphic representation, kind of slideshow, like a presenter would do at a conference. Instead of having the big screen behind them, they have a little picture-in-picture type window. Let me show you what I mean. And this is the reason why I created this video a few days ago. For those of you who got a little bit confused as to what I did, this is my video on ice cream. I'll just play a couple minutes of it. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about something that is most near and dear to my heart. I have grown up with this and know it's an important part of my life and should be an important part of yours. That is ice cream, or as some of you know it as, the one food that I will never give up. I hope the zombie apocalypse does not happen. Ice cream goes. So that's basically it in a nutshell. It was me just showing you, hey, this is how it works, and this is what if you'd say, hey, I want to do a show like this, this is how you do it. And I've got a setup that I use, and of course you can if you have different programs, you can use it however you want. I'm going to show you the way I have it set up, and maybe you'll get some ideas from it. Now keep in mind, things like last week with John Olliver and the Daily Show are produced by a team. There's a few people running on different computers doing different things, from setting up the teleprompter to getting the slides ready and going back and forth. I'm doing this all by myself. So maybe a little bit of cheating can be involved, and I'll show you how to do it, and I'll do that in a little bit. But this is how you do it. If you just want to do straight shot, I'm going to do this. I'll show you that, and then like I said, I'll give you a little trick here from here. By the way, once again, geekazine.com/Wirecast. Of course, if you want to be part of the Scony Geek Nation, that helps me. It's a crowdfund campaign where you help by giving me money for the videos that I do. That's over at patreon.com/Geekazine. Feel free to do $1. It's about $12 a year, and so I can keep creating these videos. That would be great. So, all right, with that out of the way, let's get into here. I'm going to first show you the Wirecast layout that I have here. And it's actually, this one's very simple. I created a new Wirecast scene here, or not scene, but canvas, that's the word. And I kept everything simple, and this is usually how I set up my Wirecast canvases on any project. The master layers, we have the first master layer, second master layer, and third master layer. Third master layer, I always put my video scene. So like this camera is going off of my third master layer layer. The second one is any type of overlays, like you saw with my this picture-in-picture, or get the Wirecast over at geekazine.com/Wirecast. That's all on that second layer. And then the first layer here, in this case, is a video, because I want it to layer over everything, and because I'm using it to use as segues into the next segment, so I can set up the next segment. And then, of course, the last two layers are usually either extra or audio. One will be audio as in microphone. The other one will be audio as in music. And since I don't have any music, I just left a layer blank and went from there. And then I put my microphone audio on the bottom. So that's basically the setup. Nothing more about this. You set up your output for whatever, 1080p, 720p, however you set that up. I do one screen systems when I do one-man video switching. It's a lot easier for me than to hit a button and then hit the go button. So, but that's all your preference from there. But when you're doing it live like that, you really want it to go boom to boom to boom and not have to worry, forget, because if you forget oh, I forgot to go hit that go button, you messed everything up. You have to start over again. So, but however you want to do it, that's fine, because, you know, it's your show. You do it however you feel is most comfortable. Now, the next thing I do is I set up my slides. So what I did, where did this go? There we go. What I did was I set up all my slides, and I actually used used Google Slides, slides.google.com. I made it as simple as possible, and I really like this. And I also do this with my show, because with these slides, I can actually pull up websites and pull up pictures, do cropping, do image changes, fix anything that needs to, put text on top. And of course, I could animate all that. Like, for instance, where this slide said, "The one food I will never give up. I hope the zombie apocalypse doesn't happen." I could have that text fly in, so I can add a little bit more feel, a little bit more coolness to it. So, but anyway, I set up my slides this way. I got all the pictures from Wikipedia. So you see, well, there's the Wikipedia thing right there. So if you get pictures from places, you want to make sure that they're not copyrighted, that you've got all the attributes set down before you use it. Unless you have your own stock footage, then go for it. You're good to go. You're golden. So this is the set of slides that I set up for my talk about ice cream. The next thing I did was I created a script. Now, I do scripts in two different ways. One is through Notepad, and then I have a program on my other laptop, a teleprompter program, which would then project it on there and scroll everything up. I also use sheets.google.com, because I can, it adds a little level, that's the word, of help when I'm presenting this, because as you can see, I've got the blue lines around the screen. I also put that up onto my teleprompter. I do have a teleprompter. If you don't know, it's just a basic. I built it myself, and you could do that too. That'll be for another episode. But the bottom line is, I put my script together this way. Now, when you put your script together and you want to do it, you want to create the video one shot with all this overlays and stuff like that, you want to tell yourself, hey, click to the next slide, because there's been many times that I forgot to click to the next slide, and then I miss a valuable slide that I was going to put in to my show, or to something like geeking out over ice cream. So mostly when I go from line to line, so I go, welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about something that's most dear to my heart. That is, and then that's the next slide, ice cream. So that's what I like about using Sheets in this case. So I know that's the next time where I hit the next the next button on my slideshow, so I can go from there. Another way I do it is I put in different indications. Like, for instance, in this one right here, I didn't want to have breakup lines, because you're basically having to press a button on one computer, press a button on another computer, and I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So in this paragraph, I put in little asterisks to say, okay, go to the next slide, go to the next slide. And then, of course, the 4 asterisks was for the video part. And you didn't see the video part. It was basically me in front of the fridge saying, oh no, I'm out of ice cream. Just kind of like a little joke thing. Because if you watch in the Daily Show and stuff like that, they put overhead, they put these videos on, and then they come back and they talk about the videos. And with that, we go back here. When I did the video, I also did, of course, the screenshot. So I could go to the next slide. So when the video was over, that slide was the next slide that you saw in the video. And if you watch the ice cream video, and I'll have the link in the notes here, that you can go watch it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So this was an indication with these 5 stars that it was time to play the video, and these 2 stars was just to flip from the next slide. Otherwise, if I went to the next cell here, that would mean the next slide in the presentation. So we have a slideshow, we have a text, we have our teleprompter text. Now it's time to put it all together, and that's where Wirecast comes in. And like I said, I showed you the Wirecast right there. I just since I'm using my canvas, my other canvas, I couldn't show you this canvas, so this was the easiest way to do it. So now you can do it this way so you can get the show. Now, like I said, there is an actual another way to do it. And in some cases, that might be the better way to do it. So if you make a mistake, you can come back and fix things really easily. And that is basically recording without any of the graphics and then recording overlaying the graphics. So instead of this being a live scene, me talking to the camera, the first thing I would do is I'd do the script, just me and the camera. I would not have any slides up. I would not have any video up or anything like that. And with the video, I do have to have a good understanding of where the video starts and ends. Like for instance, in that video, it was a 6-second video, if I remember correct. So I would have to put into my notes, it say 6 seconds. So then I would say, just like this guy, 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1000, continue on. And if you time that right, you can do that pretty well, going back and forth. So once I've recorded that, I take that recording and then I can put it into Wirecast. So in this case, let's put this back into present mode. In this case, instead of this being a live scene, this would be a recorded video of me already doing the script. Or I can break it up. I could do before that first video, after that second video, and then I could put this all into a playlist. So with the overlay and stuff, you'd have to remember to turn off the overlay when the videos start to happen, but you could definitely do that. But as this video would run, then you would sit there and you'd run the slideshow, back to ice cream, back to the, all the slides that were part of that original slideshow. And then when the video comes, you can do that. You can also put the video into the slideshow, but you have to remember two things about that. First of all, when that video comes up, you have to hit the play button if it's a YouTube video or something like that. And second of all, those videos might actually come with ads as well. So unless you're getting the video straight from your computer, which you should do, and you should never copy from YouTube to do that. But if you got your own videos like the one I did, then you can put that in there. And then you just have to remember, not only when you click the next slide, you also have to hit the play button. And then it'll go from there, and there might be a little play icon in the middle. So, but there's two ways you can do it. Once is to just do straight shot and do all the control from there. And the second one is to record you talking the script and then coming back in, bringing that in there, and then doing the overlays from there. Either way, it works pretty well. And you can get it done all through Wirecast. You don't have to have any extra software. I do post-processing on a lot of my videos, and sometimes it's a real pain to get each of those pictures and then recrop it and then put it in there into the video, and then figure out how long is it going to be. So it takes a lot longer than just to put it into a slide and let it be on the side right there without a problem. So bottom line is that there's two ways to do it. It can be done, and you can have a really cool show, like a daily show, like a Last Night with John Olliver. It's work. Yeah, that me doing that ice cream bit took probably about an hour and a half to put it together. I do a show every week, Morning Geeks, where I put in slides, and I use the slides, and I use the script. And that takes me a few hours to put that show together. So it's not an easy task. If you want something really solid and really good and switches back and forth with great graphics, it takes a little while to put it together. John Olliver doesn't put it together in an hour. Daily Show doesn't put it together in an hour. Trevor Noah doesn't put it together in an hour. Stephen Colbert doesn't put it together in an hour. And they got a team of people that do that. So just remember, it takes some time. So block out some time and really put something together, and maybe kind of go a few weeks out. So you have one project that's started, and another project that's halfway done, and the third project that's completed. So you don't go completely insane, and you can get your bearings and go back to each project and go, okay, this is where I was going with it. Let's finish it out and go from there. So anyway, I talked a lot about that, but that's basically what you do. First of all, you set up your Wirecast. Second of all, you use some programs to help you put it together. And then third of all, you got to figure out which way you want to do it. Do you want to do straight up, I'm going to do it all at once and hopefully get it right? Or do you want to just record yourself scripting and then put the content in afterwards, both times using Wirecast? It can be done, and I've done it both ways, and it's pretty cool when you can get it done. So anyway, if you want to follow me over on any of the social networks, you can, first of all, Jeffrey Powers over at Geekazine. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, you can follow me over on any of the socials there, and just look for Geekazine. This was another tutorial from about Wirecast, how to produce a daily show style video using Wirecast. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys geek out, and we'll see you next time. Take care.